When I wake up in the morning, I just feel like dancing. Dance to me, it means everything.
I don't even know how to describe dance. It's just one of those things that I do when I feel sad, happy. All my insecurities go away.
You shouldn't be scared to show how you can dance. Like, you must just feel free.
Since I was a child, I've had this thing of wanting to move like Alvin Ailey.
They give out so much feeling and so much expression. They inspire us so much.
Wow, to be here in South Africa is beyond words. I think that will continue to come to me in the next few years about what this experience has meant.
Yeah. Let's do kind of hard. It's advanced, right? So.
I feel more connected to Alvin Ailey than ever before. There is something about what we're doing here in the communities that I think is what his vision and legacy is all about.
The Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater was founded in 1958 by Alvin Ailey. He dedicated the company to celebrating the African American cultural expression and the modern dance tradition on stages throughout the world. Today we're known as America's cultural ambassador to the world, and we've performed in 71 countries on 6 continents, and we're not done yet. The company first came to South Africa in 1997. It was 3 years after the end of apartheid, the lifting of the cultural boycott. It was very important that we came here.
We are doing outreach programs to exchange information. We will teach you what we know, and hopefully you will teach some of what we've missed over all these years.
We performed and we reached the communities in Johannesburg, in Soweto, in the townships. 17 years later, we're back, and we've been so warmly embraced, and we really feel a kindred spirit here, a kinship that we want to foster and allow to really flourish.
In South Africa, you find a nation that's got very deep roots in music, deep roots in the arts. So the fight against apartheid really grew the ability of South Africans to express themselves through the arts and through music especially. I think this is a really great opportunity for South Africans to get exposed to a different way in which arts and stories can be told. I hope the Ailey visit will create ambassadors for Ailey across Africa, because in coming here today, you're going to interact with kids from over 30 or 40 different African countries. 70% of Africa is under 30 years of age. So if you're going to do any changes on the continent, I think embracing and carrying through young people is probably the best opportunity you've got to make this happen.
With the outreach, we've literally filled every spare second of the company's time while they're not on the stage. Basically what happens is that dancers from the company walk into a classroom, a training room, a rehearsal room, and they start a class. And it ends up being something that touches on what they might still be going to see or have seen in the venues, bringing the class to a piece of repertoire. Immediately you understand that they feel what the Ailey company does every night.
Mr. Ailey believes dance came from the people and should be given back to the people. Being able to participate in outreach and do lecture demonstrations or master classes is exactly that.
So next is Revelations. This masterpiece was choreographed in 1960 by Alvin Ailey when he was only 29 years old. Revelations tells the story of African-American faith and tenacity from slavery to freedom.
The students kept coming up to us and saying, "Thank you so much. You don't understand how, this makes us feel, how important this is, and how much we've taken from it." And I said, "You may feel that way. We feel the exact same way."
As young dancers, it's inspiring to have people who've actually made it out there come there and share their experience with us.
We get to learn a lot about the company from the dancers because they are the core of the company. So yeah, I love these programs.
It is the role of art to be part of the education of building an emerging nation in a holistic way. And as Alvin Ailey's dream was, that dance comes from the people and it should be returned to the people. And the people were just like us, black and white. And it gave us the hope that the dream is reachable.
Well, when you're teaching, you really want to inspire the students to want to be more than what they thought they could be. If I can get that little bit out of them, or just push them that little bit more than they thought they could go, and now they have that understanding that they can, hold that a little bit longer or be stronger here. So that's really the goal for me when I'm teaching, is to inspire them to be great.
We have it, giving you the musicality.
You know they understand how to move. So you want to sort of tap into that, but you also want to teach them to use that energy in different ways.
And open, and contract, and release, and contract.
I thought I was going to receive a very technical class. But unto my surprise, I received a technical class, but then very fun. It was enjoyable. I enjoyed every moment.
The class was amazing. It reminded me of how simplicity sometimes creates wonders.
1, 2, 3. Reach the long, arms long, good.
You must find moments of playfulness in explaining every movement or something to the students so that they become open and willing to hear what you're saying and also give wholeheartedly. It was very amazing.
From one side to the other, going up first and then pulling. Breathe. That is the ideal. The ideal is not always the best idea, but that's what we're aiming for. Remember, do what's good for your body. I'm not trying to make you me. It's impossible. Okay, so I'm glad you like me. Okay, great.
I've learned that when you're a teacher, you can be part of the class, not only be the wall and people are copying from you. You keep class happy, you keep class jolly.
When you bring people to witness the Alvin Ailey Dance Company, it is not a dance performance. An event takes place. Something happens on stage while watching these people communicating with you. I must see the journey right through. And I must walk out saying, someone said to me once upon a time. When that is missing in art, then we are not true to our art.
Hello, good afternoon. I'm not sure if you knew this, but it has been 17 years since the company traveled and performed in South Africa, the incredible South Africa. But this is the first time that we have traveled to Cape Town, and I must say that there is nothing that I can think of that would be better for us to do than perform for you to say thank you for the warm welcome that we have received. Thank you so much.
Seeing them on the stage was just so amazing, doing what they love and what we love them doing. I hope that they understand that we appreciate them.
I just mainly want to say thank you. Having grown up in South Africa, and I wasn't exposed to so much opportunity, and all I thought was the best thing to do would be to be an accountant or to be a lawyer or a doctor. Now, to meet people who do this as a profession, it's humbling for me and it's an inspiration. So really, thank you.
Before, it was more of a dream. And now, because I've actually seen them in person and they're human and I actually saw them dance right in front of me, actually, I feel the motivation to actually try it out.
It's wonderful that they came to South Africa to bring our culture as one, because it shows to me that no matter where you come from, what background you are. Dance can bring all of us together and just be united as a country.
To see that people connect energetically and that we really aren't very different from each other. It doesn't matter where in the world you are. It doesn't matter what your culture is, whether you're familiar with me or I'm familiar with you. If we can see each other and really recognize the humanity, there's this unbelievable connection.
Are you all right? Let's do it again. 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and the right and the center and the left and the center and the right and the left and the center. And then a boom, shaka laka laka boom, shaka laka laka boom, shaka laka laka boom.
I think it's about the celebration of our common humanity. It's a reminder of why we do what we do. There's a certain generosity of spirit. There's a certain sense of building bridges and crossing those bridges in attempts to reach one another. John Connie said, 400 years ago, I was your brother. We were on the beach. They came for us. I ran the other way. They took you. 400 years later, you return. You look the same. And I think there's something in that which is the very reason why it's important for us to return again and again home.